welcome back to another episode of The Funny Please, where you have the right to remain laughing. I'm your host, Ashley Ryan, and today we are joined by I think the most beautiful guests I've ever had on the show. We're here with David Thompson.
Davis.
Oh, sorry. Davis Thompson. I don't know why I said David.
The common mistake to make.
Yeah, I think because we're talking about Valentine's Day. So
Do you have a David in your life?
Oh, no, wait. I think about Cupid. I don't know.
which ends with a D, and so I can understand why that would be so confusing.
I was just thinking about the D. That's right. Okay.
'Tis the season.
And then we also have a comedian, Shelby Latterman. Yes.
Hi.
Are you Mormon at all, or?
Am I Mormon?
No,
It's
just
'cause my
Latter-day-
name is so
do people- okay.
I'm Jewish.
Okay.
It's like a German last name that when I'm SAG, I'm gonna change it right away.
Oh my gosh. When
Yeah.
you're SAG. Oh wait,
When
so
I'm
that's
like
your real
SAG,
last name.
Like that's my real
Okay.
last name. So hopefully it won't be that way forever.
Yeah.
My reward to myself for when I make it in SAG is to change my last name.
Are you gonna?
Even my Nana, she was like, it's her last name. It's her side of the family. She was like, that's not really a name for the stage, is it? And I was like, no, Nana, it's not. But I didn't want to offend you. And she was
whose
like,
fault
you
is
should
that?
change that. Yeah, literally. And whose fault is that?
Do you know? Are you sitting on a secret? Are you going to share the new name, or is this
That's
a
the
big
thing,
reveal
is
for the
like-
future?
It feels just like so stupid every name that you'd want to pick for yourself. I was gonna my Nana, her mom's name was Rose, and so I was like, oh, how about Shelby Rose? And all my friends were like, that's a porn star ass name.
Shelby Rose.
All
So
the
I
good names
can't.
are
They
porn
said-
store names.
Yeah, that's what exactly. What is a name for a celebrity that isn't a good porn star name?
So you are waiting to do your stage name until you're famous, or?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I did the opposite. I guess mine was kind of like in tandem with like transitioning. So I changed my name, but I've been going by my middle name because I realized that if I get married, it would have to change.
Sure.
And so I was like, oh, if I do get famous, then it just stays the same because it's still my name. So no one knows my real last name, and I keep it a closely kept guarded
So
secret.
you are sitting
Yeah.
on a secret.
Okay.
Oh yeah, my last name is so weird. You've never heard it before, and
I
so
never will, I
when
guess.
people hear or see it, they're just like, "Wait, what?" They're like, "Did you make that up?" Because it doesn't sound like a word.
I love that. That's so lore building. I don't know.
Lore.
Lore. You know,
Okay,
you're
I need to look
mysterious,
that one
Yeah,
up.
yeah.
interesting.
Okay.
My deal is, so I'm not a comedian. I'm not seeking fame in this way. However, I am a life coach and personal trainer. And my problem is my full name is Davis James Thompson, which it doesn't really say free spirit.
No, but it does say photographer, LA photographer for headshots.
Sure. Yeah, it does say LA photographer for headshots. Shots. I think it also says New England senator's son.
Sure.
Which
is
gives-
an amazing position to be in.
Sure, and I'm not super upset about that, but it's not necessarily the vibe, the feel. So when I was going for a business name, I thought we can't do this. We can't do like Thompson Coaching. That's
Got
not
it.
spicy.
Wait, so what'd you call your business?
Wake. Because many years ago, I made my Instagram handle Davis is Awake, which was a moment of inspiration that it was like
like,
God
wait.
acting through me, because then the benefits that have come from that, and it's just made every decision down the road so much easier. Because
Right,
being
'cause you-
awake is about being conscious, it's about being energized, it's about being present. It's like the
Or
gift that keeps on
rejoicing
giving.
dead people.
Exactly.
Awake. Have you been to Awake? Oh. Yeah.
Wait.
Celebrating the
And
dad.
I love Awake.
And I just had an epiphany while you were telling all that. So I said David Thompson
Sure.
instead of Davis because
We were-
I looked down to see what your last name was because I forgot.
Sure.
Because I thought I didn't want to say Awake. And so David Thompson was like the person I lost my virginity to.
Oh,
And
that's really special.
I was like, why did
actually.
I call you that? That's so weird.
Wow.
Yeah.
Was it
That's
good?
just with us.
No.
I
Does he listen to the podcast?
No, he does not listen, but his penis was shaped like a triangle. And so I thought my penis was weird or something. Because it was
because yours was
it was
Not a
cylinder.
triangle.
not a
Yours was
triangle.
a cylindrical prism, and you were like, but wait.
Because mine was normal.
Yeah.
And
And I didn't want to say normal, so I stopped myself.
then I
So funny.
I felt I thought I was supposed to get married or something. And so
Sure.
I was like, oh, are we dating now? And it was a hard no. And then I was crying all over college campus for 2 weeks maybe.
Oh,
Because my heart was broken.
So you're
The
telling
only
me
gay guy I ever met said no.
that's why we hate gay guys.
you're telling me that the first penis you saw was the other penis that you lost your virginity to?
Well, the first one I saw hard.
Right.
Yeah.
You were
Okay.
never like watched porn or anything?
I mean, I had like,
But I love the
Yeah,
idea
I
that
don't
you
know.
only like you had never seen your
These are the two. These are the only two I've ever
but
seen.
or
I've
like,
never
or like
seen
a
it in
brother or a dad
person.
or anyone. I love the idea that the only penis you had seen your whole life, other than your own, was this guy that you slept with, that you lost your virginity
Well, hard
to, and it was
penis, hard-
square, and you were, or sorry, it was triangle, and you were like,
Like
mine's wrong
Phineas.
shape. Yeah, literally like Phineas' head. You're like, geometrically, I'm incorrect.
I don't know.
That's amazing.
Well, for the viewers, have any of y'all seen a triangular penis? Is yours a triangle? Please let us know. Send us a DM. I don't know. Or send me. I don't know if you guys are open to triangle DMs, but shapes, all shapes.
Please do not send me a DM of your triangle penis. I get
Yeah.
enough. I get enough as it is.
Yeah, I think I'm okay as well. But if Ashley receives any and finds them to be especially compelling, then we
Yeah.
might have an in-group conversation about it.
And by the way, if you have one, we're not shaming that.
Yeah.
If anything, it sounds like an easier way to get in.
Illuminati
Sure.
penis.
Well, unless it goes the other way.
Oh, the other way.
First triangle.
Upside down
Oh my
pyramid. No, I guess in order to really connect with the listener, I do, and you lovely ladies, I do have a vulnerable story to share with some, I would say, lowercase t trauma. Not really.
Okay.
So I discovered at, how old would I have been? 20, 21. It was my second time in Fire Island that my penis was not as regular as I'd previously thought it was. So I leans
Oh
in.
my God, drops to the floor. No, not you.
No, not me. Okay, so is everyone familiar with Male General? There's these grimy chat rooms where older creepy gay men go and they discuss whatever they're interested in. They're looking for nudes. They're looking to get an insider scoop on insides that they have no reason to be inside of. Okay.
That's not my community, but I'm
It's-
sure it is.
Sure. And I would sometimes be like, well, what's going on in there? What are they saying? What's happening? And someone had said his pee-pee hole is way lower than it's supposed to. This is a condition. This is wrong. This is whatever. And I'm with my friends,
Well, again.
one of which is a doctor who I was hooking up with at the time. And because we were all looking at our pages and I'm pointing at this, I'm laughing. And he's like, well, actually, and I was like, oh my gosh.
He thinks.
So it's not anything crazy, but I didn't realize, which is wild because I'd seen so many penises at that point. I didn't realize that everybody's hole was actually like right at the tippity top. Because like
Sure.
everyone else is right here. I didn't realize that. I thought it was normal for it to be like here.
Wait,
Like
also,
unicorn hole, you
From
know?
like a gravity standpoint.
Wait, so yours is like kind of under?
It's just a little bit. It's not at the bottom of the head. It's just
Yeah.
it's just not squarely right on top. Like instead of whale hole, think unicorn horn.
Is it easier to pee? Do you think?
I think it makes a lot more sense.
Yeah, it makes a lot more sense.
Maybe if I was trying to get someone pregnant, which isn't something that I'm doing too often, perhaps that would be a disadvantage because it
Oh,
would
well.
not be. It would be hard. It's not firing in the correct direction.
Wait, and
to
so
make
how
it-
did
Are you
how
gay
did
or
this?
bi?
You said this about someone else. You were commenting about where theirs was, or they said it about yours.
some creepy man said it about me on an online chat room?
Oh, because you posted somewhere.
I didn't post anywhere. It's just they're just
Oh.
discussing. They're just discussing the boys.
Was it the
On-
the large the LPGS? I don't know.
Yes.
Okay,
It was.
yeah.
There's two. There's that one. There's Male General. I actually don't even remember which one
Okay.
it
Oh,
was.
so
but
you were on the large penis forum and they were like, dick amazing. Oh,
no, not even no. Literally, I was on
They, like,
the
post,
I was
like,
on the
celebrity
thread
or
for
well-known
Davis.
people.
Yeah, for just
Yeah.
boys, cute boys who have an Instagram presence.
Yeah,
Or I
totally.
mean, I didn't really even at the time.
It could
So
be
they're really
anyone, yeah.
getting into the woodwork. Yeah,
I love it.
yeah. And so that's. I guess thank you to that man, I suppose.
Oh my god.
God was like, well, I'm just gonna make it a little lower. He can't reproduce, but he's gay. He's gonna be gay. Anyway,
Yeah.
so it's fine.
I don't have to get anybody pregnant.
Yeah.
I'm okay with that.
You know what? Holes are sometimes in strange places. Like
And I'm always saying this.
I literally met someone that literally this year who they were a bottom. They're like Twinkie, and I ended up I like rarely top, but I end up topping them. and their
Fierce.
butthole was like where like the taint usually is. So it was like kind of like, it was like right under their balls almost. And so like, I didn't have to like like it was made sex so much
If
easier.
they were on their back,
like
it made it
missionary
really
was so
easy.
easy. Yeah. It was like almost like felt like I've never had sex with a girl, but like, I don't know, like
Sure.
position.
I understand what you're saying. Yes, I understand what you're saying.
But yeah, I was like, oh my God. So I guess holes are in strange places sometimes. Yeah.
Wow.
Moral of the story, you learned something. Yeah.
Oh,
We're getting
so
rid of the
beautiful.
Department of Education, but you still have us, y'all.
Thank God. Thank God, right?
All right. Well, I had y'all on the podcast today because today we're going to be talking about Valentine's Day. Yay. That's why I'm wearing my heart-shaped top. Yeah. Also upside down ball sack. I don't know. Whatever you see is okay. As you cock your
Sure.
head. So yeah, like, I guess first of all, let's get our orientations out there. So yeah, I'm trans woman and I date men, and I don't know, I've kind of been maybe thinking about opening myself up to like trans men too, but I've never been with one or anything. So kind of like maybe curious, but yeah, that's me. What about you?
Cool. Oh, I'm so single. I'm the singlest. Like, I'm the singlest I've ever been, honestly.
Gasp.
And I'm bi, or like pan, or like pretty much anyone works. Anything works.
Okay.
Yeah.
Amazing. I identify as gay. I think, like many, I came out as bisexual. And I know some people will say that, and they'll even say this about themselves, that, oh, I just wasn't fully comfortable with being gay yet. And maybe that's the truth for them. For me, it really did feel like, no, that was very much true for a period of time. And the needle has just moved and moved and moved. I think if I really were to put it under a microscope, we're dealing with an 87-13 type of situation.
Sure.
But it's not something, I think before I die, there will be at least one more. Because in high school and college, like once or twice,
Yeah.
I had sex with girls. It was great. Girls are beautiful. Women are beautiful. Hot take.
I've been told that.
More and more people are starting to say this. They're waking up. But for all important reasons, I'm gay. Yeah. And very single.
And how long have y'all been single?
Since July.
So I've never actually had a capital B boyfriend, which is interesting.
So for forever.
Yeah, I mean, I had 2 girlfriends in high school, but I'm not sure how much.
I don't really
I'm not sure how much.
Unless
we're really,
you like marry them, like it doesn't even count really. You're
Yeah,
just kind of like
yeah.
bored. I don't know.
Yeah. I mean, I dated someone all summer long. We were never using the boyfriend term, but it was
like
certainly
dating.
getting there.
Yeah.
Yeah, we were dating. There was that, and then there was someone else who I dated for 2 months, which, you know, sometimes people are like, oh, we were together for only a year, so it wasn't long. In my brain, I'm thinking it's a long time.
Yeah.
But it's all relative, I'm sure.
Wait, so what's the secret? Are you avoidant? Like, do you leave?
I do get bored. I'm also I just need someone.
Me too.
I need someone who I find to be really intellectually stimulating.
Yeah.
I don't need somebody in my apartment all the time. I was at a hookup and I was talking to this boy. He's a really relationship person, and he said, "Well, don't you ever want to wake up with someone next to you?" And I'm like, "No. What the hell?"
That's not my brand.
Yeah,
It's not Davis awake with someone next to me. It's Davis awake.
Is not
Awake.
Davis are singular. They're just one. And I have so much love for my friends and my community, and I do think I have the capacity to really love someone. And I do, from a spiritual perspective, I do think there's so much to be learned in relationships. And so I say I'm open to it, but I'm also just so good. And I have so many things that I'm focused on with my business and myself. And I think a lot of times relationships are important because, again, from a spiritual perspective, like, there's really almost no other thing that's going to hold a mirror up to you and show you how bad your shit stinks that as much as a romantic relationship. And so sometimes I do wonder, am I stunting my own personal growth am I avoiding this? I don't think so. And the good news is I'm kind of constantly thinking about personal growth as is. So hopefully the focus on that will keep me at least, in step with the curve and at least not falling behind it. That's how I justify it to myself. But yeah, I just need someone who I'm really sexually attracted to. I need someone who I think is really smart and funny. And
it's hard to find that.
it's hard to find
It's
that.
just like, to be sexy, funny, and smart. I'm doing it. I'm pretty good at that.
Yeah.
But it's hard to find in other
Right.
people.
1000%. I'm just feel like I'm not perfect and I by any means, but it's like I showed up to the picnic with the grapes, the cheese, and the wine. Why aren't you?
Wait, also, how old are you?
I'm
Yeah.
26.
Okay.
Yes,
Me
I'm
too.
26.
Okay, I was gonna ask. Yeah.
Okay, yeah. So I'm 26. The relationship this past summer was really, it was so challenging because I wasn't fully feeling it. It was so hard because I was trying to distinguish, am I not feeling it because I have something I'm avoidant and I have some problem that I need to address? Because probably no matter who it is that I end up with, I'm gonna have to confront some of this because clearly there's some of this because I'm not used to being in a relationship. However, also there seems to be part of it that is just my soul, my ancestors, whoever that are telling me, baby girl, this is not it.
Yeah.
I just got done cosplaying as a polycule with a good friend and this couple.
Okay, go on.
Wait, cosplaying as a
Yeah, what does that
Yeah, I
mean? Because
don't-
you're not actually poly.
Because a
but
cosplay
you're
is like
just-
dressing up in costume. I'm confused.
Like pretending, like we're playing pretend. Well, the couple, it's important to note, this started in December. We're kind of fizzling out right now, but the couple is moving to Barcelona. So I think that's important to the equation because we went into it knowing that there was a strict end date.
I don't know.
Having
Barcelona
fun.
sounds
Do
very
you
good
guys?
right now, especially for
Well,
the
I
next
mean, I
4
might get like
years.
flown out, but in a sexy, like fun way, not in a
Okay.
these are the people I'm in a serious relationship with type of
Today,
way.
I checked my Hinge and I had matched with this girl in December when I was in Colorado visiting my parents. She ended up being like, well, she had a boyfriend and they were kind of looking for a third, and I'm not really like, but she kept messaging me and then stopped. And then today she messaged me asking if I wanted to go to Disney with her and her boyfriend for President's Day weekend. Or yeah. Anyway, they want me to come to Disney with them.
Which Disney, like Orlando?
My God, Disneyland or Disney World? I didn't ask.
Okay,
this is
well, the good
important.
one
Yeah,
is
I want
Florida. The one in
California.
Cali is a no.
But I want to go to California. I don't care about Florida. It's horrible.
But
the one in
park is
Florida,
better.
It's like
Have
a
you been?
5.
Yeah, so long ago.
I think you need to go and you need to do drugs if you do drugs. Or
Especially if you're with a couple.
No, I'm not. I'm not going, but I love messaging me 2 months later and asking just like a quick check. Like, no, we never got coffee.
Wait.
Like, no, we never got drinks in Colorado, but would you want to go to Disney?
No.
Would you want to wear little black ears
yeah,
with me and
you
my
would
boy?
look so cute in little black ears.
Don't convince me to go.
I-
have to take
that's,
off
just, that's a
work.
This
neutral
is-
observable fact.
This is sounding like that comedy couple. What is it? The Twink and a redhead.
Oh, I love that.
You know, because they make
My
fun of
friends-
people that go on dates to
Oh,
Disneyland.
totally. Oh, my God. Yeah, that's
Oh, they're your friends, you said?
yeah, Grant and Ash.
Ooh,
They're the sweetest.
I like
Yeah.
that. They're funny. I've never met
They're
them.
amazing. Oh yeah, they're more famous.
Do,
than me.
do they not pop up on your feed?
No, I know exactly who you're
okay.
talking
I
about.
was in the music video. Don't you recognize me?
I didn't
A
see the
twink.
music video.
Oh, you
And
were
a
in the
redhead.
music video,
Yeah.
but you're not a twink or a redhead.
Not
You're
that
just,
you know
You're
of.
a backup dancer.
Yeah.
So you have no interest in, like, you would never want to be a third.
Well, because I'm like, oh, so you can talk about you and your boyfriend can talk about me. Oh, so your boyfriend can fall in love with me and make you jealous. Like, I don't know.
I'm
There's
sure
a-
it's I feel like it's
Or-
even more
or-
complicated with different genders, I'm sure.
Yeah, there's that side of it, which I'm sure if they have a secure relationship. But then it's like, well, I'm not the star of this. I'm not that important. Like, why would I be interested?
See, I think
however,
about it as being the star.
because you're like coming in. You're,
Yes.
you're the.
I'm kind of like, it's kind of what I'm, after
when a
this
couple has a friend
polycule
over.
situation, I'm kind of, I had this thought in the past and now it's reawakened it in me. Cause, and I'm like, I think maybe this is what I want.
I
Boy,
think what
You want
I
to be a
want.
unicorn?
Kind of.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I've been more. I feel like if you have an ethically non-monogamous relationship, I would do a one-on-one with that. But to be a third with like a straight guy, what's the fun in that?
Right.
So I can pretend that lesbian sex looks hot and sexy. It's not. Like, you just have to fake it.
Wait, really?
Yeah, it's
you
not.
fake it every time? Or
No.
I'm
Like,
confused.
you'd have to fake like it being hot. Like, lesbian sex. I have jokes about this, but it's like lesbian sex is like you're just like using your hips and your knees. Like, you're not. It's not like
The presentation of it isn't
It's not like that. Yeah, exactly.
really catered
And
to the
so-
male gaze.
Exactly. The experience would be catered to the male gaze, which like
like
when
phone
I,
Which
sex.
ruins the, which is,
Yeah,
the
which
whole
is
point
the-
is for it to
which
not be.
ruins sex.
Yeah. Sure.
Yeah, that's exactly. So I don't know. Maybe like a lesbian threesome. That feels like a lot though. I wouldn't know what to do. I'm not that good at sex, so I'd be like,
Sure.
Wow.
Yeah, I mean, if I was with two women, I guess I wouldn't know where to start.
I wouldn't know where to start.
Yeah, I don't know if I could ever
Where do I
date
start?
two people. I feel like that'd be so much, but I don't know. It'd have to be with like a doctor and a lawyer. Like, you know, if you couldn't decide which one, just like go with both. So that'd be the only situation where it would work out, I think. But
When you do get in a relationship, is needy a word that could be used to describe you, or are you generally pretty independent, or some secret third option?
I need a lot of reassurance, like constant reassurance.
that answers the question.
They need to like constantly be texting me or something. Yeah, I need a lot from them. I just need to know. I need to know that they like really like me.
When was your last
Otherwise, I get
relationship?
insecure. During COVID, I had a COVID boyfriend. We were both bottoms, but we made it work. It was fun. Now he doesn't talk to me, but he was a go-go dancer, and then I eventually he got fired because he wouldn't get a COVID shot. He was like pro-Trump gay Republican, and then I ended up filling his place at the club that he got fired from, and then maybe
So
that's why he doesn't talk to
scandalous.
me.
That's right. That bitch from my.
How long
Yeah.
were
My
you two
livelihood.
together?
For 6 months, and then like he was like a bodybuilder, and he had like kind of roid rage, and he was bipolar, and he didn't like stretch, and so he would like come to my house like shaking, and I'd be like, hey, yeah, and I
Your
would be like,
hamstrings are too tight. He's so mad.
And I can see it right now. I'm sure was it kind of a walk like this?
Yeah.
I'm familiar with the game.
yeah, and he was
Yeah,
just
you would be.
so one time he was having like one of these like moments, and I was like, I think we need to just like sit down and do like a 20-minute yoga flow. He's like, I'm not doing fucking yoga.
So what's gonna help us in our relationship is shavasana.
And guess what?
Is a downward dog.
It helped
Yeah.
because his
No, I
muscles
believe
were.
you.
He
Yeah.
never. He
No, I
like
believe
never
it too.
stretched.
It's
Yeah.
like when a baby has to like fart. It's like so upset, but it just has to fart.
Okay, with life coaching, I haven't worked with many straight men. I mostly work with gay men or
I didn't know that
women.
about babies.
And when I tell you straight men, which I know this man isn't straight, so maybe this is a stupid thing to bring up, but like just the roid rage, the MAGA of it all, I feel like there's a certain energy in which he's embodying. So we're just gonna play off of that.
Well, this guy was more like bi. He was more gay, I would say. Then
Right.
He was straight.
Sure. But just this masculine energy thing going on. The straight men I've worked with are the most likely to cry in a session. And also going off of that, I've gone to a
This is for
breath-
life coaching or boot camp.
Wait, I'm
Life
so
coaching.
curious.
life coaching.
Actually,
And
oh my god, I
not
have
to like
so many
break
questions.
client confidentiality or anything, but then there's also been cases where I've gone to a breathworky type of situation thing, and there's some straight presenting, who knows, but guy back of the room. Clearly, this is his first time doing anything like this, and we're not getting super deep into it. It's literally we've maybe been sitting there and just breathing for 3 to 7 minutes. And then just, which is beautiful. But I think what this all speaks to is just how often so many people don't actually sit with their thoughts at all.
Yeah, especially men. They have no idea what they're feeling.
They have no idea. So just the act of let me do this
right.
down dog stretching consciousness, just actually being with my thoughts, with my feelings, with my body, and not orienting it at something else
Right.
is extremely powerful.
Yeah.
It's like meditation for me. Like I'll completely zone out, and the teacher will come correct me, and I'll be like doing something that's like none of the class is doing at all, and I'm like, oh, sorry, I'm like not even paying attention. I'm just like literally going through my head, which you're not supposed to do. You're not supposed to have any thoughts or
Freestyle.
something. I don't know,
Sure.
But, I'm like movement is my meditation. So, but do you guys have Valentine's date? So we're recording this a week in advance. Do you guys have a date for next Friday?
No, I am going to like a Valentine's. It's like a gay prom tomorrow, I guess. I don't know.
A gay prom?
Sounds corny, but the person I'm going with is it's like a hot friend.
Wait,
Okay.
where is this?
Sure.
So it's not one thing or another, but
Are you doing the flower like corsage thing or whatever?
well, we're
or-
coordinating our outfits.
Oh.
So to me, but that's as bad as Valentine's as I think it's gonna get.
Is there a limousine involved?
Is there?
Absolutely not. But maybe an Uber X.
An Uber X?
What kind
yes.
of prom is this? Is this are you gonna hear Uptown Funk? Is this like a hey?
Leave
you know what I
room-
mean?
No, I
no.
don't think it's a. Oh, and this
leave room for Jesus.
Yeah.
No,
yeah.
I think it's gonna be like
Chaperones?
Yeah, basketball distance. And like, yeah, and like we're gonna get really drunk off of like a little bit of tequila that we stole from our parents. I don't really know what it is. I think it's just like a Brooklyn.
Oh, it sounds like Brooklyn.
Yeah, it's yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
That
okay.
makes sense. Yeah.
Yeah. So we'll see, but that's about as Valentine's as I'm getting.
Valentine's Day is on Friday. Next Friday.
week.
This
Yeah.
coming Friday. Yeah. I'm actually maybe getting dinner with the boy I dated all summer.
Ooh.
Because we talk all
On
the time.
Valentine's?
Well, I think on the next day. But he did specifically ask, would you actually want to be my Valentine? But I think it was said in a joking way.
I don't know if there's
I
a joking way
don't
to say
know.
that.
I think it was. It was like with a wink, wink, nudge, nudge.
Yeah.
But because then we're going to.
Subconscious.
You're gonna
because
have
then
I mean,
sex.
Davis, look at yourself. Come on.
No, I don't think so. But we're going to because then we're going to a pregame, and then he's giving me his horse meat disco ticket because he doesn't want to go, and his friends like me, so he's like, "This is my way of getting out of going."
Sure.
So I feel like
Wait, horse meat discos on Valentine's Day?
I win. Kind of all
No,
of it. I don't know.
regardless, yeah.
2025 has been all about just receiving for me.
I love that.
No, actually, I really love it too. It's been really incredible.
Yeah.
What about you?
Yeah. So my friends have been reaching out to me too. Someone's having like a get together, like they're inviting all their friends over so that we're like not sad or whatever. So I'm going to that. But then last night I got invited to like an orgy that's like a pansexual. I mean, like
Oh, that is
so
different.
it's like people of like all different types of genders are gonna be there. Which I've never gone to. I mean, basically that's Burning Man, but like where it's like they specifically like invited a specific amount of people, and it's like divided a certain way.
To represent the whole spectrum.
And that starts at 9. And my friends
Starts at 9?
Yeah, and so I think I'm gonna go to that first,
Well,
and
you
then
have
go
to be
see
there.
my
Will you do like
friends.
a light dinner beforehand?
Yeah.
It starts at 9.
Yeah.
But I like
How would you have time? It starts at. She has to be there at 9.
at 9.
That's early.
Yeah, you're gonna have to be in glam at
No,
3.
Yeah, at 3. You're gonna have to be at the dry bar.
Yeah, you're gonna have to be at the
2:45.
hairdresser, at the salon.
Yeah.
But you're right. I should go on a Valentine's Day date first, and then go to the orgy, and then go see my friends at their. I should just like.
And then if it goes well, you
Triple
can bring
book
him
it.
to the or
How
that
long
you
could
could
that
bring
yeah,
this person
yeah, to the orgy.
to the orgy.
To the
If it goes
orgy.
well, it's kind of like we make the drinks reservation, but then you also have a dinner reservation in your back pocket
Yeah.
in case it goes well. I've never done that, but I've heard people talk
So
about it.
they send like photos of everyone that's going to the orgy, like their like face pics and like whatever other pics too. And some of the guys are so hot. I'm like, oh my god, like what if I like met my like husband at it? And people are like, oh, how'd you guys meet? Like, because everyone for the rest of your life will continue to ask that question.
Oh no, totally.
just
Well,
like,
you can lie about
orgy, Valentine's Day.
it. You could say you got
Say
together at
less.
it was a singles get together on Valentine's Day.
singles.
I think that's beautiful.
That's a good way to spin it.
I had a realization where all of the men I've been romantically involved with, I met at like, gay party weekends. And so now, you know, you don't necessarily want to go into Pride at World Pride, Planet Pride at the Brooklyn Mirage being like, rolling up my sleeves, can't wait to find my husband today. I don't think that's necessarily the healthiest non-graspy mindset to go in with.
Yeah.
However, it definitely was I generally don't spend a lot of time on the apps. I want to ask you guys about that. Like if you're on the apps, what that's like. Because I did meet the guy I dated all summer there. And he's the only one, but everybody else, I
You
do
met
think
them
there's
at the
something-
Mirage?
I met them at Planet Pride. Every
I've
single
had
one
some
of them.
great makeouts at Planet Pride.
No,
Let's be real.
1,000%. And
Yeah.
I do feel like it's been a paradigm shift for me to realize that, if I have any intention of meeting someone, I should like have that in the back of my mind when I'm thinking about if I'm going to go out or not. Because even like the
Wait,
eagle,
was it during
even like the
Kesha?
eagle, who knows? It's not that you get to know each other there, but you're able to see them, smell them, feel them, which are all very important things.
Yeah.
And then if you want to, of course, plan something later on. Because I do just think that's probably a much better success rate. And it's just anything that has you not scrolling on your phone, I think is a
I
net
love
positive.
meeting
Or
people in
friends
the
and
real
friends
world.
lead to
Yeah.
people. 1,000%. I don't think apps. I'm not a
Wait, what
fan. Doesn't work.
was it? The Planet Pride with the Kesha? Is that where you met them?
No, well, I was already talking to this guy.
Oh, okay.
When during that, so
Her horrible
But I did go to that.
performance.
I didn't. Okay, I think we need to let
Wait,
Kesha
put
live.
some respect on Kesha's
No,
fucking
that's what I'm
name.
fucking saying.
Wait, were you there? She didn't sing. She didn't even lip sync.
She never
They
said-
played the track.
And she never said she was going to.
Yeah, she never.
They said Kesha was going
I
to
wasn't
come,
there.
and
I don't
she
know.
did come. They said
Yeah.
she's going to debut her new song, and do you know what she did? She
Played it.
debuted her new song. Also, here's the thing. I think that Joyride is a good song. I enjoy it. I think that it still sounds like Kesha. It's a little bit pandery, but it's like she's done this type of stuff before. Listen to blah blah, listen blah blah blah.
Yeah.
Listen to TikTok. She's been doing something like this. It's just a kind of fresher, contemporary take on it. So that's number one. Hold on. Also, if you listen to the song, it's all speak singing. So would we really want her up there performing this anyway? I don't think it's a song that caters well to a performance.
It's hard to sing.
It's
Yeah.
just like she'd be walking around like, "Are you a man? 'Cause I'm a bitch." And it's just like, I don't know. It would
Yeah.
not really be giving.
Well, Charlie XCX does it. They just like put like a really like crazy reverb or whatever on her. But yeah, I love Kesha. So I was front row and we stood there like for hours to get that spot. Like I peed in like several people's like drink cups because we couldn't leave because it was like GA. So if you left, you were like, so I was really disappointed. I think, well, I've also seen like Beyonce like so many times in person and she's just like fucking, brings.
Who's comparing Kesha to Beyonce?
well, you just
I
said.
am.
You
This is
maybe.
this is like the
But I get
Grammys
you.
after
You
show.
waited.
Come on.
You waited, and it was important to you. Like I understand
Yeah.
that. If I waited for hours and then she came up, she said, "Spotify."
She looked
play
good.
live."
Yeah, Kesha, if you're listening to this, shame on you.
Honestly, I think like what you did was noble, and I'm not upset about it. But I wasn't there, and I didn't have to pee in a cup. So
It's easy for you to say.
yeah, that's easy for me to say. I'm privileged.
Are you guys on any type of apps?
Just Hinge.
Just
oh, and
Hinge.
Raya.
Sure.
Right. Oh, I
what's
did
that
that
like?
for a while, but like I never
I think
met
I
anyone
stopped.
off of that.
I
Like
met one girl, but we literally went to college together.
I met one guy. He came to a comedy show when I did the Netflix as a joke in LA, and he like missed my set and like tried to come in, and I like literally just turned him around. I was like, "You're not coming in," because he didn't have a ticket, and I was gonna like get him in or whatever.
Yeah.
I was like, "No, he can't come in."
No, for sure.
So late, but yeah, Raya's. I feel like they bait people with like pictures of a celebrity that they'll show you like every few swipes, but the celebrity like hasn't logged in forever.
Yeah.
I don't know. Did you notice that? Because it kept showing me like the Vinny from the Jersey Shore, Diplo.
Sure.
And another celebrity, and so I would like keep because you have to pay for it.
Yeah, it's so expensive.
How
It's
much- how much is
crazy.
it?
It's like 100 something a year.
Okay.
Yeah,
Yeah, I think it's like 25 a month if you
If
do
you're-
it
sure.
monthly.
It's like what
Yeah.
Grindr is these days.
so it's
Grindr,
not
if you're doing it a
cheap.
year.
Really?
You can. There is a free version, which I don't pay for it.
Wait, talk
but-
about Grinder.
Yeah.
Ads?
Yeah.
It's like it is not dissimilar to I
hor-
think being tormented probably by the mafia in I don't know a developing Latin American country. It's just like
It's like-
every
Yeah,
single
yeah.
day, bang on your door, bitch. I'm gonna shoot you in the foot. Like you're like, oh please leave me alone.
It's
They said
so
we'll leave you alone.
bad.
They turn around, they come back 3 minutes later,
it's
shoot
the
you in the
ads
other
that
foot.
like open up the
Over-
web browser and
With-
take you
with
out of the
ads?
app, like for every
The
single.
ads are crazy.
That's the only
Wow,
reason people
yeah.
pay for Grinder.
I know
like,
it's
literally
every single time an ad comes up and they're so long and they're hard to get out of.
They're
If
so
an ad
hard.
comes up every single time, I immediately close
You
the app
can't
and I
click
just
the X. It's
exactly.
impossible to touch.
I close the
Because
app and I
it's a T.
reopen it. Sometimes it's not even there. There's no X.
Yeah,
There is
and
no-
you're
Well,
like,
it's
where
hidden,
do I
it's hidden.
click?
They make the background white and the X like white with it's like a white background, white X, and you can't find it. Yeah.
I need to know Elizabeth Warren's plan for this.
Oh my.
We're way too late for that.
No.
Oh my god.
Lizzie, baby, if you're out there, get on Grinder.
We're lucky we still have Grindr.
Yeah,
They
yeah.
haven't fucking
Elizabeth
banned it
Warren,
yet,
if you're
okay?
listening to this.
No, do you know why? Do you know because all the Republicans are on Grinder because it's anonymous, and so when they had the RNC, Grinder went. Everyone
This
was
is
fucking
true.
on Grinder.
I like it.
Yeah.
I just
Oh.
got on a new app that I actually kind of like. It's called Field. I think
Yeah,
it's
people
spelled
love
like FEELD. Yeah, so it's like more like pan people because like so with me on like a regular dating app with like straight people, like a lot of people like it's not prominent your gender or that you're trans. And so people will like have full out conversations with me and then
Right.
see I'm trans and then like unmatch me or whatever. So it's like such a waste of time. But with this like specific app, like it's been so much easier for me because people see right away that like, oh, this is a trans woman because it says that. And so I've had like a lot better luck. And also whenever you sign up for a new app, like you always get like the most amazing matches first or whatever. So I think within the first week I went on like three dates. Yeah.
How did they, is this recently?
Yeah. Like within like the past like 2 weeks. And one of the guys, he had his like face blurred out. And then he had to like send me like a photo of him like after we matched.
It was Ted Cruz.
It was like a hookup thing, but then he was like a chiropractor, and I like have a lot of back pain, and so I went.
Amazing.
My dream.
Like our first date was like a hookup, but our second one was like
You getting an adjustment?
I was his last like client of the day at his office.
That's so sexy.
Yeah, and you were in the chair, or like he like laid you back.
He moved me like all around his office. He had like all these different types of things.
He moved you all around
like,
his office.
I have really like, and I had gone to the chiropractor the day I met him, and like he like touched my back in such a way I was like, oh my God, you have magic hands. But yeah, after I went to his office, like it was like a hookup at first, and then like when I like saw him in his like scrubs, and like then like I followed him on IG, and it was like all like pictures with his family and kids. I was like, oh, he's kind of cute. And then he's like, oh, I'm meeting a girl tonight. Like, can you fuck me in front of her? And I was like, no. He was like still in hookup mode, and I'm like kind of like
right.
Like,
oh yeah.
My
Is he
neck
still?
is sublexed,
Does
so
he?
you
Is
need
he
to
still?
fix that.
Does he still with? Is he with a partner?
I mean, no, he's not like
Divorced
with
dad?
somebody. He's just like, no, he's like this.
Open?
Oh, when you say family, you're like his mom, his dad.
Oh yeah.
Oh,
Like
okay.
yeah.
But you said
Sorry, no,
family
he's
and
not
kids.
married. Yeah.
Yes.
Oh,
No,
I thought
yes.
I also got major.
But I was like, oh my God, this is such a like cool guy. But like,
You're like, you see a man, you go to his Instagram, you see him with his wife and kids, and you're like,
No.
maybe this is somebody special. Maybe I should pursue this romantically.
no. But yeah, and then so I saw him for my second appointment this past week, and I was like, hey, like, because we hadn't worked out, like, I was like, oh, should I pay you, or like, do you take my insurance type stuff?
Right.
you have sex, and then it's like, you're like, this is my PPO.
Yeah, I don't have PPO, but yeah, he does not take my insurance, unfortunately, but so
Well, he charged you?
no.
Oh my God. I almost lost my goddamn mind. Flipped off
I
the
was
chair.
about to leave.
Yeah.
But yeah, the second appointment, like I was like, hey, like, can I pay you by like taking you to dinner after? Because like he literally spends like at least 15 minutes on my like, which is a lot of time for a chiropractor. And he's like, no, I have a date with the same girl that tonight. And I was like, and then he didn't schedule me again, so I don't know. Oh fuck! I was supposed to call the office today and schedule myself. And like,
this was recent.
Well, yeah, because he's like, oh, if you go through the office, because he doesn't own the office, I have to like pay. But if I like do it through him, so I don't know. I don't know what's gonna happen. He's like in Canada at a bachelor party, so I don't know. Maybe he'll get cold and come back.
Right.
But my back
sure.
hurts, so
They
like
always
this
do.
isn't gonna
Honey,
go
come
away.
back, my back
Whether
hurts.
he likes me or not, I'm gonna keep coming.
But
to
it's helped. I've actually never seen a chiropractor like that. I worked
Wait, oh my God,
with
I'll
one
hook
back
you
in
up
the
with
day.
him. He works wonders, like literally.
Like a happy ending chiropractor.
Right. That's hot.
I don't know if he's into guys, so I can't
Right.
guarantee that. But
Yeah.
yeah,
It's worth exploring.
Yeah.
I suppose anything
You
is
know.
possible.
maybe he doesn't know yet what he likes. So
It sounds like he's on a journey for sure. Right.
I mean, it sounds like he's giving away services for free. It's not a good business model. He should call me.
oh
Yeah.
yeah, and
We can have a chat about that.
I was not the first girl he's like hooked up with in his office. Yeah,
And he told
he told me
he
that.
seems
yeah.
to like telling you about
I know.
his yeah.
Were all the other date experiences positive as well? Were any of them especially negative?
The day I met him, he was my like second date from that app of the day, and
Of
then,
the
like,
day?
and then I like of the night. It was late night, and
Okay.
then they
So when you use the word date, what
like
do you like?
a lot
what
of
do you
my
mean by
dates
that?
are a lot of my dates are hookup. Like if we're not
Sure.
because I've gone on dates like at restaurants and like
No,
if it's not a match in the first 5 minutes, it's hell to fucking
Right,
sit
totally.
through.
No, 1000%. No, you're right for that.
And I've met like
It's already hell to eat a salad in front of someone anyway. Like
Two-
someone new.
2 out of 3
Do you
of
know what I'm
my
saying? Because it's so
Unless-
hard.
Sure.
You guys don't think that it's embarrassing to eat a salad in front of a stranger?
Oh, yeah. If you're
do-
not vibing with them,
Yeah.
yeah.
I hear you. I do also think from observation, it seems as though there's a lot more energy around it for women.
Yeah.
For
Yeah,
sure.
yeah, yeah.
Oh, yeah. Like too much, like trying to focus on making
Well,
it.
no, and just for girl, I remember in middle school or high school, girls, like the popular girls, telling me that they didn't like eating in front of boys at all.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because like it felt weird for them.
If you're on
weirdly-
Bravo-
it weirdly
I-
is. It
yeah,
actually
no,
is
no
like
judgment,
a-
but I'm like, I think it would be really beautiful if we could get to a point in society where
Yeah.
maybe that wasn't the case.
Yeah.
If you're
I
ever-
long
Absolutely.
for a world where we all just like eat in front of each other,
No,
and it feels good.
It is true. It's so true how self-conscious you feel eating in front of men. And you feel like that your whole life. Well, it's kind of why I prefer being gay anyway.
Also,
but-
do not eat on Bravo if they're recording you, because I was on the show Below Deck and they filmed the whole.
you were
like,
on that show. My old roommate loves. That
yeah,
fucking
it was
show.
my favorite show at the time, so it was like crazy to like be a guest on it. But yeah, they like film like all day long, and they're always following you. And like I was eating something really fancy I never had, and it was kind of drippy, and I was worried about it like dripping on my outfit. And I like was trying like extra hard for it to not drip, and I like stuck my tongue out or something. So they like had like a close up like insert of me eating like very strangely. Like they use every single weird shot they could possibly
That was so
use
nasty
for that
of
show
them.
specifically, because they also like filmed me taking my extensions out on the beach, like with no context, because we took them out because I had to go on the jet ski and I didn't want to get them wet and like be drying hair while I'm on vacation. But they just like randomly insert like, oh, like everyone's at the beach and Ashley's just like taking like for no reason. So just beware. Like if you're afraid of
Sure,
eating
if I
from
go on Below Deck.
like just on Bravo, don't look into camera and eat.
This is the other reason why I'm so happy being single is, listen, I'm trying to get over 4,000 calories a day. So let's sit with that for
You're
a second.
one of those.
I'm
You're
so
like
sorry.
putting raw eggs in a blender.
No, I'm not doing that. But every morning I eat this breakfast. I do a bagel, cut it in half, toast it, pretty normal. I put peanut butter on the bagel. Normal, stick with me.
I know.
I
you're
do
gonna say something
4
insane.
like sunny side up eggs, 2 runny eggs on each of the bagel things, and then sriracha on top of that. But pause. You need to imagine the last time you went to a Thai restaurant and got a noodle dish that kind of had a peanutty
Sure.
sauce.
Well, there's eggs and
spice
peanuts.
in the
Okay.
egg.
Okay. So it tastes like pad Thai bagel.
Kind of. And it's so delicious, but it is so insanely fucking messy.
Yeah.
And like you could eat it with a fork and knife, but that's not what my ancestors would have wanted for me, and that's not what I want for myself either. So it is
Yeah.
extremely messy. And then also my secret to bulking is my secret 4th meal, which is me eating a Costco rotisserie chicken with my hands over the sink at 11 p.m. And
Wait,
then
the
I eat
whole
it-
chicken?
I'll eat like half of it.
Okay.
And then and then I put it in hummus and a little sriracha with each bite.
Oh my God. I get rotisserie chicken, or I go through like food fixations.
Sure.
But I would get like this. There's this one brand of like buffalo spicy sauce that I love, and rotisserie chicken, and I would just sort of pour the sauce into a bowl, and
Absolutely.
yeah, with the hands, absolutely.
Yeah. And it looks like I've killed somebody.
Yeah. No, you shouldn't have a boyfriend.
Nobody,
I don't
and
think
nobody,
you should have a boyfriend.
Nobody
I
needs
kind
to
of
see
want to
that.
see now, and I feel like this, like, you know how people like do the eating videos.
yes.
I feel like there's a market, some place
There is
for you.
absolutely.
Where,
Yeah.
no, where you like literally film yourself eating every meal. You're be like, here's my like 4,000 calorie journey. Like, I don't know. I
Those
feel
videos
like
do
it's,
very well, for sure.
Yeah.
You
Okay.
could
We
film
found
your
your
peanut butter bagel.
calling.
You should, yeah.
My what?
we found your calling, and you should date a chef,
No, you shouldn't.
and you just eat all the things he makes.
I don't
right?
think you should date.
Do you have a sir? I've never felt called towards chefs. Do you all have a certain profession or professions that you're?
I don't think I feel called towards chefs either, because
Pulled
I know
towards-
some chefs, and like there's a lot of chefs have. I mean, the show The Bear is like true. I think that there's a lot of addiction just because it's such a high pressure environment, and like the people who are, I don't know. It's not that it would be.
Right. And making food for people, obviously a lot of jobs are very stressful, full stop, but making food for people is so intimate, and it's such a, they're going to taste exactly what you made. You know what I mean? So like if something's going wrong, that is
But what
their
if they're
dining
amazing at
experience.
it? Like, I think it would be amazing to date an amazing chef. I just think that chefs have a really intense
I'm just saying,
vibe.
yeah, it makes it very intense. I'm just saying,
Yeah.
like, the pressure is
But I'm-
really on.
Totally. The
That's
pressure,
what I'm
yeah.
saying.
Unless
Yeah.
they're a private chef. That's the guy who's OCing the orgy next week. He's a private chef. Yeah.
Oh.
For a really
Oh my
wealthy
God.
family.
Wait, yes,
Oh,
I
yeah.
wanna
The
date-
snacks
That's
are probably going to
different.
be fierce.
Snacks at the orgy?
No,
There's
of
not
course.
going to be snacks at the orgy?
You don't usually have snacks at the orgy?
Well, maybe I
Maybe
should request
after,
it.
on the way
Special.
Yeah, no, it's in the second half.
I'm pretty sure
It's in the back of an Erewhon. The orgy's in the back of an Erewhon.
But I was, I guess my Mr. Big that I was seeing for a while until he moved to Florida was a chef. So he would like come over after his chef stuff. And
Would he cook for you?
no, I would ask him and he'd be like, no. It was like the last, because yeah,
sounds
you were
nice.
right. He was like so stressed. Like the last thing he wanted to do was like cook. So,
Yeah.
but
Okay, so not a chef.
I would date a
yeah,
chef, though.
occupation.
You
Like,
would.
ultimately, or it's like a dream to have. But I think I would rather someone in like a lesbian punk rock band or like, I don't know, or a very tall European person.
Yeah.
Tall European.
Yeah.
All of those work for me.
Those are the options.
Sort of, those are my
available.
three.
Those are
Yeah,
those are the
my
big
three.
three.
Those are my big three.
Those are your big three. Guy I dated all summer was in his final. This is also what made the decision making so hard when I knew it was time I needed to end it. He's in his last year of residency right now. He'll be a full doctor out in the world in a few months, which is a really great time to grab them, I think. Because you don't have to deal with. I have a friend who dated someone in residency and all that for 4 years.
Yeah,
like
that's
from
hell.
21 to 25, and then they broke up, and while the guy was about to go into his last year of residency, and they weren't living in the same state for most of it. The guy's always stressed. It's just a kind of a shit relationship, and then you get none of, not that you need to be like dating for money and stuff like that, but it's a nice perk. There is
No.
something
That's wrong, the way that you think.
there is something very sexy about that, obviously.
My mom's a
I like
doctor.
plastic surgeon or like something with real estate because I've done like some real estate stuff. So
What does
I like to decorate. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
So,
Ah, okay.
yeah.
when you say real estate stuff, you mean decorating?
Um,
Like I rent an apartment.
well, most of my money I made from flips.
Oh my gosh,
yeah,
amazing.
So, but yeah, I was like in Palm Springs and just doing art houses and selling them to like investors. But then they banned Airbnb, so I can't do that anymore.
Are you still doing any of that here
That's
in New York? Or
I was doing it with my
Aspirations to do
business
so?
partner because like we were just like buying stuff ourselves and doing it. I've never like worked like for someone else that told me this is what I want. I've
Right.
always just kind of done my own thing. So
Yeah.
but yeah, like I painted this painting. I'm artsy, I guess.
Yeah.
So
You pointed to the Britney Spears one.
oh no, that's
So I was like,
No,
it's
she's
divine.
she's really good. She's really good. It doesn't have a lot of original ideas, but extremely talented.
but yeah, I don't know. I feel like I kind of want someone a little more down to earth than me because I could never. I feel like dating someone who's like in the industry would be like tough. You never
You
know.
need a flower and you need a gardener.
Yeah.
I heard that from Chelsea
I like
Handler.
that.
You need a flower and you
I need
a
someone who's like a
gardener.
bit grounded.
That's because she keeps fucking her gardeners. I'm sorry. I love you, Chelsea. I don't know. I think about that. I think I'm open to whatever. I need the person I'm dating to be like extremely driven. So I
Yeah.
think, yeah.
Wait,
I just need them to have their own shit going on because I have so much
So
of
much,
my
yeah.
own
Yeah.
stuff, and it's like let's have our things and we can come together and do our own things. But like, yeah,
Yeah.
and what's y'all's types? So my type is I'm into lumberjacks. I love like furry guys.
sure.
And I'm going to Brazil for Carnival this month. I've never been, and I'm
It's
like
gonna be
amazing.
so sexy.
I think
need
the
to
men are so sexy. Like I've been trying to learn Portuguese. I've done Duolingo 27 days in a row. I'm on a streak.
Yeah.
And so I can say basic stuff. So
That's incredible.
Yeah.
And they're really only saying basic stuff too.
yeah, but my first time,
Obrigada. That's what I know.
well, after I
Bom dia,
transitioned,
Obrigada.
the first time I ever got picked up at like a bar was by a Brazilian in Florida, and he didn't speak English and I didn't speak Portuguese, and we somehow made it work, and it was beautiful. Like I was like, oh my god, you don't have to have words to like somebody.
They know, obviously this is a massive generalization, so many exceptions to the rule, but I do just feel like in some cultures they know how to touch and like hold
And that's
you
why I
better.
like their culture,
That is
because I feel
true.
like I need that.
Yes, no,
Yeah,
it
like
is so important.
yeah.
There's just like a sensuality. I don't know what's happening, if it's a spiritual thing.
I need to be
in a
touched.
geographic location, an energy thing. I don't know if it's something that about
It's part of
how
their
you're also
culture.
how you're raised, the culture, whatever.
Yeah.
But absolutely, my type is I'm pretty equal opportunity, as long as like, if you're hot and you take good care of yourself and you have a nice body that can look and feel a many different ways. While there are, I just need someone who has a little bit of flavor, because I'm just so Caucasian that I need someone who feels at least just less Caucasian than me. And that could even be like, they could be Jewish. They could, you know what I mean? Like, or they could even be, they could be Jewish, or they could be like a little bit Italian.
Okay.
They're
What are you, like, Wash?
German. Yeah. Mom's like half
I'm scared.
German. Yeah. My dad's from like Norse Irish or something.
Sure.
And my mom's part German. So it's
Okay.
exactly what you would think.
Yeah.
Exactly what you would think. My sister's Chinese though, so like that makes it kind of interesting. But she's
I was like, how did that happen?
when we went over and we got her, we brought her
Wait,
back.
and you said your mom is German and your dad's Irish. How did that? I was like, are you sure?
And my sister's Chinese, yes, exactly.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, even someone who, they just can't be so plainly American white, even an Australian or something that just mixes it up a little bit. That'll do it for me. But yeah, ideally, I think if I was making something in a lab, it would be a beefy Latino probably, or someone who's mixed and just has like dark features, I think, are generally
I really want to
attractive.
like dual citizenship. Sounds so fun to me.
Right.
Like I want to learn something new and not be
One,
stuck
it's nice to
here.
have a escape route, I think.
Yeah,
at this
fuck
present-
yeah, fuck yeah,
present moment in time, I think, is compelling.
yeah.
The first girl I was ever with was from Chile, and I speak Spanish. So it was really hot for a while because we were speaking Spanish together, but that went really bad, which I didn't handle it well either. And I recognize that, and I've done a lot of reflecting.
The work.
But my old roommate, she met this guy. He was French. They fell in love instantly, and he really needed a green card. They got married after like 6 months of dating. Our roommates anymore. She lives with him, and they pretty much just speak in French together. So yeah, I think it's beautiful.
That is beautiful.
Yeah.
I've never been to France. Anyway, so I have been a casting producer, and one of my favorite questions to ask people on dating shows is, what is your dating story from hell? Because everyone has a different one.
I have an interesting one. It would definitely be an overstatement to say it's from hell, but it was a complicated situation, which was, I was kind of talking to this boy. Right after we started talking, there was an opportunity that he was offered to, it was right at the beginning of May, do this Fire Island trip. It was super affordable, kind of with this seemingly fun group of gays. So, and I was able to go as well. So that's all just to say we kind of had this, while we had just met, we kind of had this whole honeymoon phase thing. So things were seeming a little bit more serious than they actually were, you know? And while we were there, we're at Sip and Twirl. If you're a Fire Island person, you know. I was playing pool, and I was kind of flirting with this other guy who came up and was talking to me, but still, it was just a quick exchange. I think we followed each other on Instagram, and then whatever. Later, after the trip, I'm back in New York. I'm not really feeling it that much. And so I go on a date with this other guy. And so we're at Pieces, classic gay bar in West Village, just like whatever. It's like right next to Stonewall, right? And we're sitting there. Jack texts me and says, I'm on the date and he starts calling me, and I don't take the call. I hang up. I'm like, hey, sorry, I'm at Pieces right now. It's really loud, whatever. He shows up.
Oh no.
He shows up because he was in New York. So he walks in, bless his heart. He's like, hey, what's going on? Because we're also sitting right by the door, so there was no escaping. Hey, what's going on? I'm like, oh, I'm here with, hey, this is Tom. Just we're hanging out at Pieces. I was here with my friend Jacob yesterday. Now I'm back here today. Which, that was true. I was there with my friend Jacob the other day, but I kind of positioned the information in a way where it's like, this is where I come with my friends.
Right.
So
no.
let the record show, I told no lies.
Sure.
I told only truths, only facts, only neutral observable statements. And so he was like, oh, great. And so he's just hanging out. He's just hanging out with us. And of course, Tom, not really into this. He's not really feeling it. So then I go to the bathroom and I like text Tom and I say, I'm so sorry. I'm gonna try to handle this. I might like walk out with him and maybe I just need to have the conversation.
Yeah, you have to confront that.
Or I was half thinking I might confront it, but I also might just say, all right, I'm gonna go home and then hope that we split off, and then I do kind of a circle back. I was unclear on which.
You know what I like
do,
about that
No, I
is
feel
that
like you need
the
to confront that
bar
head
is
on.
called Pieces, and those are all the pieces of you
that's
coming
beautiful.
Sure,
all at one time.
Yeah, exactly. So then I left. We left. I left with Jack after maybe 30 minutes of just really unideal situations, and then. We did get on the train to go in this because we were going in the same direction, and I did end it there. And then he
On the train.
ended it on the train, which is kind of nice because there's like a definitive
So
stop
dramatic.
point.
There's like an
So it's-
audience.
Exactly. Well, we were speaking very softly, but we ended it, and then he several months later told me that he sent me his album that he had made. He's like a little independent artist, and he was like, "You inspired a lot of this."
And was
He's-
that
wait,
amazing?
he's like, I'm famous now.
I still kind of need to.
Yeah, actually, I did go in college. I went on a date with this guy who was a year younger than me, and he makes music to this very day. And the next day, he was like, I'm still thinking about you. Like, I wrote you this. And then he sent me like a voice note of a song, and I could not listen.
Wait, it was good or it was bad?
I tried. It was like nails on a chalkboard to me because of how.
Oh.
Was he
But I
like
felt
playing
so
music, or was he
badly.
doing like an a cappella voice note?
No, he does. It's like mix DJ mixing plus singing plus like auto tune.
Yeah, that silences me.
I was silent.
Yeah, this one was more of a alternative. It was hard to make out what he was saying in the vocals. I think if it was really clear what he was saying in the vocals, then I probably would have been captivated enough to be on the hook and want to know more.
Totally.
But it was really hard to hear, and he's not a big artist, so Spotify isn't giving me the lyrics.
Right.
I would have 1,000% done a skim through
of the sort of analysis of the text.
Yeah. But I didn't have that opportunity.
Okay.
It was very
Which is
getaway car Taylor Swift coded though. For if there's any Swifties listening to the pod.
Love her. Yeah, my mom's a Swiftie, so she's listening.
Fantastic.
But so I've had this happen to me like twice now, where I go on dates with people that are not available. And my worst date was 2023. I was in San Diego. I was visiting my mom, and I went jogging every day, and I wasn't trying to like go on dates when I'm like seeing my mom. And so I was on an app, and someone's like, "Hey, want to meet up right now?" I was like, "Hey, I'm in town visiting family, but like I'm going jogging right now for like along the boardwalk on the beach if you want to join." And so he comes, and we're jogging for maybe like 5 minutes. Then he's like, "Oh, I just want to tell you something. By the way, like, I have a girlfriend for like 3 or 4 years, or maybe they were married or something."
Where are you again?
In San Diego.
San
We're
Diego.
like jogging
Beautiful.
on the beach. Like it's like an actual date. Like, and I'm
Right.
just like, and so it was so awkward. And like it just started to I like didn't call it out right away because I like it was just like kind of threw me off
Caught
so
you by
much.
surprise,
And
yeah.
so I was just kind of like trying to be nice or whatever. But then he could tell that I was like starting to sour. So it started to get awkward, and we started to talk like less. And then he was like a marathon like person, and I'm like someone that likes to jog in pretty places. And then he was like kind of going fast, and yeah, it was just like catching up to him. And I don't know, he was like kind of belittling me because I was like trying to ask him like what he did, but he was like an optometrist, but he said it like in a
Sounds
weird
awful.
way.
I hate this man.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I didn't understand what he said because he said like in a weird way. I was like, "Oh, what kind
you're
of
running.
doctor is that?" And he's like, blah, blah, blah. I was like, "Oh, okay." And then at the end of it, to top it off, he's like, "So do you still like want to hook up?" And I was just like, "No." I'm like going to go have dinner with
You're
my
sweating,
I
you're
said
like-
I'm going to have dinner with my mom. That's what I said. But yeah, I was like, I don't understand people. And I think sometimes like with trans people, like maybe they're like exploring like a kink or I don't know,
Sure.
like, but I'm like, you can't just go on dates with people and like surprise ambush them with like, "Hey, I'm in a relationship." Like,
Yeah.
it's not like we had like exchange like nudes or anything.
Right.
Like it was like
You had no reason to think
date,
this was
yeah.
a super sexy type of thing.
so yeah. And then it happened again. Like 2 or 3 months ago, I went to a tribute to Joan Rivers, and
amazing.
I had tickets that were like $150 a piece, and I like was interviewing multiple guys on Grindr, and then the kid didn't tell me that he was in a relationship until like after we were on like a 4-hour date.
That's so psychotic.
Yeah.
It's just
That makes me
manipulative.
We had a
sad.
show, we
Yes.
had dinner, and then we hooked up, and he told me as we're hooking up. And then I ended the hookup. Like, no one, like, I'm like, okay, I'm feeling tired. And like, it was so bad. But
Yeah.
yeah.
That's happened to me.
Dates from hell.
Just-
Yeah, don't date people if you're not single.
I mean, and I'm happy. Again, I love to guest star. I love being. I love couples. I famously on these party weekends or whatever, like
all parties have to know about it.
I always end up finding a couple. It's like my thing. Yeah, no, you need to be able to manage your own expectations. Also, if this happened to me where I got drinks with someone who I met at the gym, very sexy, met at the gym, right? And yeah, and then we're getting drinks, and halfway through, kind of deep into the conversation and stuff, he just casually mentions that he has a partner, and I'm like, okay, that's you. You could have just come over, and you could have just fucked me. You know, like
You didn't have to tell me.
Why are we doing
it's
all
like-
this?
Why would you tell me that?
Or,
now I feel
or it's
bad.
like you could tell me that you're in a relationship, but like you guys are open,
Right.
and then ask if I want to like hook up
Yeah.
or whatever. And I,
Yeah.
honestly,
I
I,
don't-
probably
I
would have
don't
said
go on
yes,
a bunch
but
of-
I would not
open.
have wasted my time.
You're wasting your
Right.
time.
Right.
Yeah,
I'm wasting
it's
my
The
time.
reason you're doing it is for something else, and then it's not even there. But yeah. Well, let's go. What's like the best date you've been on, or something special, since it's Valentine's Day? If people don't know what to do, my best date was probably in college, and he was probably one of the first guys that took me on dates. It was weird because I wasn't trans then, and so it was like a gay date, and we both had the same name. So thank God I guess it could still happen though, because I know some
Sure.
guy Ashley's. Anyway, we had the same name, and he like surprised took me on like a scavenger hunt thing.
Oh, cute.
Yeah, with these like little letters and notes, and I had to go find stuff, and so that was really creative. I loved that. And then my other favorite date was was dating someone. We went to Runyon in LA
So
on a
cute.
hike, and it was their birthday, and I had like a cupcake from Sprinkles in my backpack, and we had hiked all the time, and I never brought a backpack. He's like, oh yeah, I was wondering why you had that backpack, but it was really cute. Yeah.
That's so cute.
Oh, I love that. I think a scavenger hunt's the most
Yeah,
romantic
it was
thing
so
to put together.
romantic.
And that's
Yeah.
fun and playful. We need more fun and playful in the world, and I think in our relationships.
Wait, am I so nerdy that one of my favorite dates is when she took me to, maybe it was MoMA, but she's just like knows
museum.
everything about, we went to a museum, but she knew everything about the whole
Oh
museum.
my
so she
God,
was
I
like,
love
"Wait a
that.
That's
minute."
hot. When people know things.
Yes.
At first she was timid. She
that's
was
so
like,
hot.
this one is, whatever. I was like, no.
No,
if
like
you
tell me
know-
all the
if
facts.
you know the
Yeah.
secrets behind this piece, like I must know everything.
There's a plaque right next to it.
Yes.
No, but it was like
Yeah,
facts
yeah.
that weren't. She was
Sure.
like, yeah, and then like in early 2000s they brought in this, blah 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 blah. I was like, okay, that's
Like
fucking the bathroom.
personal tour
Yeah,
guide
yeah.
and a date. Yeah.
Exactly. I'm so. If you're a good tour guide,
Oh my God.
yeah.
I am
Me
a big
either.
I am a big
I'm-
believer that let's do coffee. If it's nice, I think it's nice to like do a walk in the park moment, or a coffee then somewhere near the park so you can be like up and moving. I think something a little dynamic is ideal. I have 2 cats I'm trying to raise.
Yes.
That's hard.
Well, not even trying to, successfully, I would say. I am raising successfully.
You also have a lot of plants. You
I
have
have
like
a
a
lot
jungle.
of plants.
You're booked. My
I am booked
God.
and
I just
busy.
bought my first plant last week, and it's brought me
Incredible.
so much
I
joy.
could never.
Yeah. The rest are all fake.
And now I'm like, as of a few months ago, I started this routine where I wash my sheets every week. So like cats, plants, sheets every week.
Yeah.
There's not really. You
got your-
not time in the schedule.
Wait, I
You
would be
got your
dating,
sheet
but I have
together.
this new thing where I do the laundry on a weekly basis. So yeah, but you seem amazing. Yeah, you really do.
Maybe in another life.
Yeah.
All right. Well, again, we are all single. So if you guys want to mingle, let us know. We're all somewhat available on Valentine's Day. You could be like my pre-orgy date and possibly
I thought
more.
you already
We'll
have a
see.
pre-orgy date. Is
No,
the
I
thing.
don't. No.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh, perfect.
so-
Okay, she doesn't have
Yeah,
a.
still available. This episode is coming out like earlier in the week, so they still have time. And anyway, if people are interested in y'all, where can they find you?
You can find me on Instagram at Davis is awake.
I was gonna say it. I was gonna at Davis is awake.
Yeah, it says ISIS in the middle, but like it wasn't on purpose.
Sorry.
Do people say that to you? Like they're like Dav ISIS.
Yeah.
It's not like all caps or anything.
No, it's not. But just in case anyone's sensitive to that, I wanted to I'd rather lead with it.
Trigger
Just
warning.
trigger warning.
Sure.
Yeah. Okay.
So that's the best way. To
Was that a
contact
pun
me.
trigger? No, I'm just kidding.
Yes. Okay. What about you?
No, in this political climate, we should not be making these jokes. You can just find me on Instagram or TikTok. Or email me. My work email. Shelby Latterman is my name.
For now.
Subject to change.
Yeah.
yeah. Get in there quick before it's different.
You can find me Ashley Ryan TV. Also follow the podcast on at The Funny Please. And also, by the way, as a comedian, I do have to say extra points if you actually come to one of our shows as a first date. Literally, the best way to impress me.
Don't come. I had a man come to my show the other day.
Well, don't be
like a guy, an
creepy.
older guy who follows
Okay,
me
well,
on
not
Instagram,
like
came to my show. He DM'd me a picture of myself, and he said, "Tough room, but you were great." He was tough because it wasn't tough. It was a horrible.
I mean, if I
show.
specifically
I
invite
didn't do
you
well.
to the show up, and then we'll
talk about it
for
first.
sure,
Yes,
for
I
sure.
love those shows.
I've had people come to my shows because when people meet me, they're like, "You're a comedian. Like that doesn't make sense. You're so serious." Or like, I get a lot of judgy on dates. Sometimes I wouldn't say a lot, but there was this one girl who was always like, "How are you? I don't get it. Like you're a comedian. You're so serious." I'm like, comedians are very serious. Like they're very observational. Anyway, and then she came to a show and she was like, "Oh, that was hot. I totally get it."
Yes, chuckle fucker. All right, that's all. Thank you guys for watching.
What are you talking about?
Thank you guys.
Thank you. Wait,
right.
I said thank you. Should I say that's not my podcast?
Thanks for having us.
Thanks for having us.
There we go.
Yes, please.
Cool.